Hey, welcome, welcome. What I want to do today is talk about Tasty Pins. This is one of my favorite social media plugins. It really ups your game for Pinterest. And with Pinterest being one of the great drivers of a lot of traffic for a lot of people, it's one that could really help you out. So, Tasty Pins is a whole suite of tools that allows you to help you set up your Pinterest settings. It goes in and has specific places for the Pinterest text, and you can disable pinning for certain images. You can also have hidden images, so Pinterest loves when there's multiple pins that are out there going to your site, so you can add multiple pins, and you can force the pin to pin the first hidden image if you want. There's a lot that it can do. And it has extensive documentation. And what I really like about it is, even though it is just a paid plugin, which is usually a big no-no for me, Tasty Pins is only $29. So it's not going to break the bank. Let's go here. There we go. Tasty recipes to Tasty Pins. $29. It's not going to break the bank. And it works really well with Tailwind. It works with manually pinning. It really cleans up your site and your blog posts. So if you have images that you don't want to be pinned, that don't really work for Pinterest, it can go in and help you out with all of that. And so it really increases the SEO. It really increases all kinds of things. So let's take a look at the settings for it. So I am in our Techie Mama demo site, and we're going to go in and create a new post. And let's see, Tasty Pins Tasty Pins for the delicious win. So I'm going to go and grab some content from another blog post I'm working on. Wait for this for just a second. Time, but okay, so we are in our Techie Mama demos. I'm going to piece that in. So this is all about alternatives to Canva posts I'm working on right now. So we have, let's say we have this image. Over here on the left, on the right, in the block system, you get a Tasty Pins meta box. And here we can add the Pinterest text. The lead pin ID is a way to know what is getting pinned, which ones are getting pinned. Or we can disable pinning. So it's important here, this one is not really one that you want to pin. It's just an informational screenshot. I took a screenshot because I put in there that as of July 2020, this is the pricing. So it's not in text, and if someone comes, they can see that that's the date. So I really don't want to have it be a pin, but if we add another image to this, let's go and find road. So let's find vertical one. So let's say that this is a beautiful Pinterest image that we're going to use. So then again, in our block settings, really quick, we can maybe do a little description about what we're going to do. So there. And actually, in the new version of Pinterest, they also give you an option for the title. So you can put in a title, you can put in the description. Then over here, we have more options for Tasty Pins. So you can have the default Tasty Pins text. So each pin that you have in your blog post can have a different description, can have a different Pinterest text. But this one will be the default. So put that there, and then we can go in and select some more files for our pins. So we have that one, and then let's see, work. Let's see, we have this one. So these are great stock photos, by the way, from Style of Stock. So we'll add these two in. Which needs to upload. You can also see that you do get the, I believe in the new version, you get the options for the pins. So here. All right, so we have our pins here. Let's say we're going to force the pinning of the first image. So we have the pin here, but we're going to force this pin to it. That's our default text. So now let's go in and publish. Let's view our post. So here's our post. There's the image that we don't want to pin. And then here's the image that we do want to pin. Here's a little save icon, so we can go in there and save it. And it brings up my Pinterest, save it to a board. And then if I just, with share buttons, which we don't have this on the site, just go in and say share, then it will share that first image. So you have two options. You can either have it save the image directly, or if you don't include Pinterest images in your blog post and you just have shared icons, then you can definitely have those hidden images be the ones that you share. Let's go in and take a look. One more thing. There's some options for Tasty Pins. So Tasty Pins is really great. I really like the product. It has updated. I don't have the updated version on this testing site, but it has updated and it's really improved with some nice features, including adding a title because that's what we're interest now. And again, it's $29, so it's really great. And one thing that I think is really important to point out is that a lot of people use alt text for the description, and that's really not a great practice because alt text is really supposed to be alternative text. This is what's supposed to be read if you're blind. It's supposed to be used for SEO, to help SEO know what's going on your site. And that usually doesn't overlap with a really good Pinterest description. So it's important to keep those separate. And what I like is that they have a lot of education as well on what to do for the two different texts. So here you can see an example. These are the best soft chocolate chip cookies, no chili required, just ultra thick, soft, classic chocolate chip cookies. And then the alt text is a little different. Chocolate chip cookies and milk. And they really should have added the image here so we can see what the image was. But with that, you can kind of get an image. You can close your eyes and you can see an image of chocolate chip cookies and a glass of milk. And that doesn't work for your description for Pinterest. And so these two really need to be different tasks. In our example, to post, I don't think I added, text. But alt text here is stencil pricing as of July 2020. So I could go into further details and actually list out all the pricing. I wasn't great in doing that. But actually, we should probably just have a link to the site where they can go and view the pricing there. And then this one can be desktop with a red cup and black lamp. iMac and some red ones. So think of alt text as a great way to kind of describe your photos, describe the essence of your page, describe when you're trying to aesthetically capture your audience. And then your Pinterest text is going to be a description really of your post or something really catchy, something that will help bring in your readers and bring in those are browsing on Pinterest to click and resave your post. All right, well, with that, I will end this. I hope this worked out, and if you're interested in getting tasty things, go over to tastythings.com or techymama.com/get/tasty